Welcome to DK, where we speak the truth. Just having a workflow conversation. Just give you a little ins and out on the makings of DEK, but still being in the field and have to work and have to be a service work to others and try to have compassion and understanding. But sometimes the compassion and understanding doesn't turn out the way it's supposed to. So we are, as a nonprofit organization, we first of all, thank you to the city of Everett, because they were very vigilant in helping us with accepting homelessness and accepting individuals that was down on their luck. And they gave us a grant for, they can have 4 months of free rent in order to establish themselves with the bed fee and be able to find work. And it has worked out to be very successful. So the point that I'm making today is that individuals that's in housing, now that their grant is up, they don't want to pay their rent. And, we know that 90% of the disease of addiction is self-centered. And it becomes very aggravating when you know a person didn't have anything and they came to Agape and they came in looking for help because there was really no other solution that they really have. They was hopeless at that time. And the president is believing the person comes before the business. And I respect it. I understand it. And so far, it works out pretty well because we have a lot of success. We have a lot of people that came in and did what they supposed to do, saved their money, did the housing application, and now they're moving on to their journey, the next phase of their journey. But then you have those who don't. And this is the topic of those who don't. That's the problem. You don't have a problem with it. That's how selfless is how it is. It's how it is, like it shall work itself out. But I know through the process and understanding the process that you can't give a person that hasn't did any work an inch because he's going to take a mile. And this is the topic today. So D, what's up with you?
Hey man, how's it going?
Or kind of frustrated. You know what I mean? It's just frustrating. It's frustrating because I just went through records. And when I went through records, I seen there was a lot of substantial amount of capital that's owed to Agape. You know what I mean? And these individuals that owe is in the thousands. You know what I mean? And it's like I was responsible by the grace of God. I was responsible for recruiting them through different homeless agencies. And I know the conditions when they came in. They came in and they really didn't have any, they didn't have anything. You know what I mean? So it's like, why would you try to abuse something that was trying to be so good to you? You know what I mean? And this is the point that I'm making, that when I surrender, right? When I make a decision that enough is enough, I've been defeated, I don't have no exit plan on how to get out of the grips of addiction. I don't have a support system because I burnt all my bridges, excuse me. I'm seeking help, and that's a fact. This goes on multiple times in an individual's life. They get some clean time, they will squander it through their behavior. They don't apply the application. They don't get a sponsor. They don't get a home group, and they fall. And that's a proven fact. And when they fall, they find themselves in a progression that was worse than it was when they went in to seek help on a little vacation. So when we bring in these individuals in here, they're in that stage. They're in that stage of that progression where it's hopeless to them. And the grant was very helpful to get them established. You know what I mean? To get them not only 1 month of a bed fee, but almost 5 months of a bed fee. And now it's time for them to do what they're supposed to do. They have jobs, they have incomes, right? They're lying about their income. They trying to get RAF, you know what I mean? And they really abusing the system. You get what I mean? And that's very discouraging because I work closely with a lot of these individuals and I seen the growth in them, but now I see the self-centered in them. You know what I mean? I see the self-centered when it comes to the charity, when it comes to participating and promoting the charity to get donors, to get it recognized. You know, they want to receive, but they don't want to give. You know what I mean? So that is where I'm at right now, and it's very frustrating. You know what I mean? When I had to come in and check the computer today, you know what I mean, and see that dudes that I'm really fond of is in the grips of their self-centeredness. You know, when you step to them about this, it's like, you know what I mean? They go to Swan with that pity party shit. You know what I mean? They not coming to me with that pity party shit because I know what it is. Because I know when I surrender, you know what I mean? The first thing I must do is be honest. You know what I mean? That's the first principle. Be honest, vigorously honest. And if I'm being honest, then I have to really be honest about that I'm not handling my responsibility when it comes to me making sure that I have a safety net and a place to live, because it all starts with being able to hit the reset button and be able to start over. You know what I mean? So if that's in jeopardy, then where am I going to go? You can't bring the homeless in and then make them homeless again. You see what I'm saying? So that is the problem. So I can understand what Swan's saying about, you know, allowing them grace to put something together, you know what I mean, to be able to pay back. You know what I mean? But I see from my perception, from a manager perception, that is lack of effort, is lack of, it's a distraction. They are fully distracted. And so it's time to really find out what's going on because we're trying to produce things that's healthy. You know what I mean? And allow the disease to get active and get full blown is only going to lead to disaster. I know that. Anybody in the rooms know that. But, you know, we are dealing with a different realm of sobriety right now. You know what I mean? Because you have different pathways. So the principles of the 12 supposed to be there, but it's optional to the individuals right now. So that is another thing, another topic, something that I can get into, a little later down the road. But right now, it's just like a headache day. I got a headache at work right now. You know what I mean? Because it's hard decisions that have to be made. Because if the decision's not made vigilant, the individual very well can go out there and kill himself. You know what I mean? Through the progression of his disease that he hasn't addressed. So, that's just a little background of our day-to-day operations and what we do. Please hit that like and that subscribe button. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel because we need all the support that we can receive. Thank you. Have a bless.